This is Jandel, the owner of Grow Garden, the game that was made in 3 days and now is the most popular game on the planet. And this is me, some random person who wants to make a ton of Robux. And the best way to make Robux is by making a game. Even small games that you have never heard of make millions of Robux. Enough yapping, let's get into the video. So I have 1 week to make a cash grab Roblox game because they seem really easy to make and generate a ton of money. So I need an idea.
One eternity later.
Okay, so I found these +1 something every step type of games. They seem really simple and they seem to make a ton of money. That's because they have these little multiplier things that you can buy which are super overpowered and super cheap. So basically you first buy one of these multipliers to 2x your progress, they are permanent, for 3 Robux. Then you buy another one to 4x your progress for 5 Robux, and another one and so on. So without realizing you can spend hundreds of Robux. But you may ask, isn't this really unfair to free-to-play players? And my answer is yes. Yes it is. Anyways, let's get into making the game. So I started by making the core system of the game where you get +1 jump power every step. I didn't really have an idea how to measure steps, so I turned to someone who can script. But then there was my first problem, it didn't work. I don't even remember how, but I fixed it. Then I realized when you were jumping that would also count as a step, so I fixed it by making it not count if the player is jumping or falling, because that would be too overpowered. After the core of the game was done, I moved on to the main pay to win feature, which obviously was the multiplier. So I looked at other games and I saw that they all had this little text above the multiplier that says like 95% off, which is a blatant lie. So I decided to add that to my game. Then I made the UI for the multipliers and made developer products, and finally the scripts. And it didn't work, so after some bug fixing, I made it work. After that, I added arguably one of the most important parts of a game, the data store, because why would players want to play the game, leave, and when they join back, start all over again. So I couldn't make it work the first time, but on the second day that I tried, it didn't work again. So I tried fixing it until it finally worked. Once that was done, I made a speed multiplier that you can buy that makes you faster for 15 minutes, which is really pay to win, so hopefully people buy it. Then I saw that for some reason once you buy the multiplier, it only gives it to you once you rejoin. A little weird, but surely nothing bad. The next day I decided to make a rebirth system. I made this cool animation when the UI pops up a few months ago, so I decided to use that. I made it so that every rebirth your walk speed increases by 2 and you gain 2 times more jump power, but then I realized that it was too easy to get rebirth, so I made it much harder. Then I also made it so that every rebirth doubles your current jump power gain, so I made rebirthing even harder. After that I made rebirth just give +1 walk speed instead of 2, and then I was finally done with that. The next thing I wanted to do was add these developer products where you can just buy jump power, but for some reason I just decided to work on these randomly generated clouds you can jump on. But I didn't know how they would be useful, so I just added a sign that says, I bet you can get to the top. So after watching the video, join the game, the link is in the description, and see what secret I made at the top. I bet you can get there though, just spend as much Robux as you can of course. So after that I finally made the jump power purchasing buttons, but that's when I realized every single developer product was broken. So to buy things in the game, it has to use this thing called a purchase receipt. What I didn't know before is that only one purchase receipt can exist in an entire game. And I had 3. So I had to delete all 3 and rewrite them into one.
One eternity later.
Now that that's done, I can finally move on to making the map. Before we continue the video, if you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. At 100 likes I'm gonna spend a ton of Robux advertising the game, so make sure we hit that like goal. I decided there should be this middle part here with the leaderboards and stuff, and there should be paths coming out of it leading to different parts of the map. I also added some trees and grass to make the map look a little nicer. Then I tried adding a group reward chest, but I didn't really know how to, so I gave up on that. But the problem is there aren't a lot of things to do in the game, so I wanted to add some obbies to the game that if you complete it, they just make you faster. I first designed the easy, medium and hard obbies and made it so that your walk speed and jump power get reset to what a normal Roblox game has once you enter the obbies. After that I made the UI and the reward system to give you more jump power, part of which I got from the scrapped group rewards chest. Now I have added these buttons here in the middle of the map. It was actually quite easy to add them. I realized that the group reward chest didn't serve any purpose because it didn't work, but I added text that says to follow me on Roblox. Someone might do it, it won't do anything, but it's better than nothing. Now that all that was done, finally decided to add leaderboards. After 10 minutes I realized that my current models wouldn't work for that, so I got a new one with these fancy dancing leaderboard players. I made the leaderboard for the steps leader stat because that doesn't reset when you rebirth. There already was a script for the leaderboard, the model came with the script, so it only took about an hour to set it up. By the time I was done with the leaderboard, way more than a week passed since I started, but in my defense I wasn't at home a lot of the time. After the entire game was done, I started making an icon and thumbnail since that was really important. They weren't that hard to make. I just made this bacon and this girl icon hair avatar in Blender. I rendered it out, added the background, messed with the colors and added arrows and text, and that was about it. And then I also made a description too. I just saw other games' description and basically just made mine similar to that. I wanted to add a lot more features to the game, but I didn't really have the time. If this video gets 100 likes, I'm gonna spend some money advertising this game, and it might blow up, but I'm kinda broke right now, so I would just really appreciate if you join the game. The link is in the description, and just play it for at least 10 minutes, and maybe even spend some Robux. And if you want to see me advertise the game, subscribe so you can get notified when the next video gets uploaded. Now, like and subscribe.